A psychic once told me that in a past life I was a champion racehorse.
Right.
All right, Chris's team.
Where were you when you visited this psychic?
I was living in Melbourne at the time, in Northcote at the time. It was when I was in my mid-20s.
Were you a regular psychic visitor?
At that stage in my life, I was sort of exploring various different kinds of...
Bullshit?
Oh,
What was the psychic's name?
the psychic's name, I think it was Madame Flaflesky. I might not quite have that right. It might have been Madame Blablisky or Madame Flaflatsky. It was one of those
Russian,
faux Russian...
or-
It is possible that she just sneezed and I misheard.
Was Madame Faflesky sort of in a tent, like with a crystal ball, or was she... Where did Madame Faflesky work? Was at Faflesky R Us?
It was at the Edinburgh Gardens. Once a year, there's a big community arts festival and they set up tents and stuff like that.
Well, a suburb that used to be full of people who would go to psychics, I imagine. I'll be honest, I'm imagining you as a racehorse right now. You look quite horsey.
Yeah, and when I get excited...
I can imagine you going fast.
I know, don't you think I've got that feeling of, like, you know...
Majestic. So how did you feel?
Yes. Yeah.
And from this angle, I'm imagining the photo finish and you are winning by a nose. Did she say you were a gelding or...
Does that mean you've had your bits cut off?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we didn't... There was nothing to do with that.
Unzip your pants, Frank.
I should say, though, I don't know if this adds to the plausibility, but I am hung like a horse, but unfortunately it's a seahorse.
She said you were a famous racehorse.
Yeah.
Did she tell you which famous racehorse?
She said I was a famous racehorse that had won the Kentucky Derby.
Seabiscuit.
No, she did say at that one point, but she was just offering me snacks. She said, Seabiscuit, eat biscuit if you want.
Right.
No, I wasn't Seabiscuit. You're not going to believe this. She said, and I've remembered it ever since, she said your name as a horse was Kaiser Soze. No, she didn't. She said, no, Kaiser. She said Kaiser.
I wonder if that is a horse.
That is a horse.
Yeah.
And I'm it. Apparently.
And in in a previous life, was as Kaiser winning the Kentucky Derby?
Yeah, I think in, like, 1912 or something like that.
Just before or during the First World War?
Famous German named horse.
Caesar, not Kaiser. Caesar. Very similar.
Yes.
I don't know a lot about how psychics work, but I always thought they project forward. They tell you your future. They don't tell you what you were in a previous life. So why on earth wouldn't you be disappointed you'd gone to a psychic and learnt nothing of your future?
Maybe Madame Flaflevsky looked into Frank's future and thought, I better focus on the past.
That I can believe. That I can believe.
Yeah.
We're basically being asked to rule, is a bullshit industry a lie or true?
This is a lawyer coming out in you. Sometimes you just got to put all logic aside and just hope for a better future.
No, I found If Madame Faflesky's true, I think Madame Faflesky's a fleecer. She's absolutely...
Yes, but that's not the question.
That's not what we're being asked to rule on.
Let's believe.
I'm saying lie. You're saying believe.
I'm saying lie.
Sorry, Dave. I think we've got lie.
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 I think he's about to give a nation hope.
I think we're going to say it's a lie.
It's a lie? All right, Frank Woodley.
Let me look into the future.
Is it a truth?
Oh, in the future, I say that it's a lie.
Oh, my goodness.
I once heckled a priest.
Oh, please be true. Please be true.
Was the priest doing stand-up at the time?
The priest was actually delivering a little speech in a wedding. It's actually not something I'm proud of, what the heckle was. It was actually... Because it wasn't... I don't know if other people have had this experience, but when you've had a few drinks, you become quite... your censoring mechanism doesn't work quite as well. And I just want to wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Oh, my God.
And what was the response to their heckle? Was everyone like, yeah, go, put a sock in it? Or were they all like, Frank?
No, actually, because of what the priest had been saying, there was a general consensus of, yeah, I think that's a good
What had
idea.
the priest been saying?
It was really bizarre.
What was the priest's name first?
Father Fenson.
Father Fenson.
Father Fenson,
As
yeah.
in like fencing, he's fencing.
Well, you can mock his name too, but that's really rude, I feel. Like, yeah, it's Brian Fenson, Father Brian Fenson from Ballarat. And it's just a name, relax.
So do you, sorry, so I'm not Catholic. So do you, when you father someone, it's not like Father Bob, shouldn't we be calling him Father last
I
name?
just want to be clear that in the Catholic Church, when you father someone... No, you do normally just say, you just say Father Brian. No.
So, but you called him Father Fenson, so why did
No,
you
you said, what was his name? And I said his name was Fenson.
But wouldn't...
And then I
like,
thought,
No,
they
you
don't
did
need to
say
know his
Father
surname.
Fenson. You
Yeah,
did say
so
Father Fenson.
if I was talking about you, I wouldn't go Woodley. I'd go, this is Frank. I wouldn't go Woodley.
No, but you might call me Mr. Woodley and show me some more respect.
Was he quite short? Was he tall? Was he like the same height as yourself, you know?
He was quite small from a distance.
Where are you going with that? Like, would you not heckle a tall priest, do you think?
Well, he's quite tall, you see, and, you know, at the end of the day... he was
Well,
quite
so it'd be inappropropriate to heckle a small priest.
A small priest,
whereas
yes.
it's completely normal at a wedding to heckle anyone taller than the heckler.
Do you know what he was talking
What was he
You know what he
talking
was
about?
talking about?
What was Father Fenson talking about?
The percentages of divorce in the community.
Oh, wrap it up, Father Fenson. Good
So
on
you've
you.
sort of
Shut
called-
that shit down.
Yeah.
You've almost called him out for being unromantic.
Not just unromantic, but like bitterly cynical at the worst possible moment. He was basically, I think he had some kind of bugbear about how
I
many
think he did the
relationships
right thing.
break up. He was focusing on all of the negative.
Yeah, but that's classic Fenson.
And what would Fenson know? I'm guessing Father Fenson has never been married.
I think that's one of the rules. I think you're right
Yeah.
on that.
I think it is.
that was
Story
the
checks out on that one. That is true.
Yeah. Even though he fathered many people over that time.
Well, what are we thinking?
Oh, it's Frank Woodley. It's so hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm buying it.
He's definitely very, very convincing in his way of describing everything, and I like to see the idea of him heckling a priest. That's been brilliant.
I guess we're not being asked, do we like the idea of it? Do you think it
With your
happens?
intuition,
Like,
Carl.
yeah.
Trust your intuition.
Truth or lie, do you think, Carl?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think it's true.
I think it's true. I think it's true.
You outnumbered. Are you going with your team or are you...
I'll go with my team.
cutting away?
We'll say true.
Well,
Is it true, Frank Woodley?
on this occasion, it is a lie.
Frank, it is your turn.
Okay. I almost burned off my bits. No, there's more. I almost burned off my bits while naked in the kitchen.
When you say bits,
Yeah.
which bits?
The bits involved in... What is it?
Procreating?
Procreation. The bits involved in
It's been
procreation.
a long time, hasn't it, Frank?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
When was the burning of the bits taking place?
Look, it must have been about 20 years ago, I think. Yeah, I was in the kitchen, and there was an incident that I was very fortunate. You could describe it as a horrific incident, but it could have been a lot worse.
This is just giving me the giggles. I don't know if that's true or not. So are you normally naked in the kitchen?
No, I wouldn't say I'm normally naked in the kitchen, but basically I was going to give myself a full body massage.
Sorry, what?
I was going to give myself a full body massage. And that was upcoming.
Oh, God, I've got to prepare dinner. So while I'm cooking, I might also give myself a massage
At
while
no
I'm in the
point did
kitchen.
I say I was preparing dinner.
You're in a kitchen.
Yes, but I wasn't preparing dinner. I was preparing the oils. I was preparing the oils.
Sunflower oil, vegetable oil. Which oil do you use from the kitchen when you have a massage?
Sesame oil. And because
so many visuals.
because there's a thing you can do. It's kind of a massage, but it's a traditional.
Marinade.
It's like sort of similar to a Chinese medicine treatment, but it's actually the Indian version of that. It's called Ayurvedic. Ayurvedic medicine. And I had a really bad back for a long time, and I'd been.
Only thing for that is boiling hot oil on your penis.
Yeah, yeah. And it helped. No, actually, this is the weird thing. You would think that you would massage your back, wouldn't you?
The bit that has the complaint.
But the Ayurvedic doctor said, I want you to massage sesame oil into your entire body.
And the oil needed to be warm?
The oil actually needed to be cured, and that involved pouring it into a saucepan and bringing it to the boil. Then you left it until it cooled down, and then you could use it for your daily massage to make your back feel better.
What I don't understand is it seems quite an elaborate process that you might want some assistance with. Why didn't you ask someone to help with the massage rather than do it yourself?
I reckon if it happens again, I will.
Like, can you demonstrate how you even attempt? How do you even begin to give a sesame oil massage to yourself?
Look, it's not that complicated.
Problem area is the back. Again, the hardest place to reach.
Check this out. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind.
There's that. That's not a massage. That's just rubbing your back briefly.
That's what a massage is!
Have you ever been to a masseur and afterwards you've just gone, that wasn't a massage. You just rubbed my body and squeezed my muscles. I want the money back.
How did your bits get burnt?
So, it's boiled in the... the oil has cured.
Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle.
Sizzle, right? And I was intending it to keep it in these glass yogurt jars.
Yeah.
So I picked up one of the jars, and just as I started to pour it, I thought, I wonder how the glass will respond to having, like, boiling oil poured into it.
Oh, no!
A natural
I reckon
question
it'll
to ask.
probably be fine. And I poured it in, and it just exploded. It just went psh, like that, and I went, "Wee!" with the saucepan in my hand. I went, "Wee!" and poured it all over myself, and this exploded and went, and pretty much, like, I'm not sure what happened because I had burns I think what might have happened in the moment of fear, I sucked my genitals into my body to protect them because somehow that was the only area that wasn't burnt.
But hey, the story has changed. The original story was the bits were the only thing that got burnt. Now your whole body's burnt.
No.
I almost burned off my bits while naked in the kitchen, but I didn't because I sucked them into me.
That is a great story, if true.
I know, I'm pretty pleased with it myself.
It's a hell of a tale.
Yeah.
Extremely well told. Is it true?
I'm now stuck on that. How big was the clean-up afterwards of the shattered glass and all of the sesame oil?
I didn't get any glass in my feet. I don't know how that happened.
I just can't believe that you got no cuts on your legs, though.
I know, a seaplane landed on this guy.
All right, I'm going to need an answer.
Yeah, no, I'm not buying it, actually.
I'm hearing scepticism in stereo
Yeah.
here. Are we lie?
Lie. Are you going with your team or against them, Chris?
Gonna have to go with my team. We're gonna say lie.
All right. Frank Woodley, is that the truth or a lie?
That story is, in fact, true.
Come on, mate. Here we go.
I can communicate with magpies.
Wow.
Right. Do you mean, like the footballers?
No, I can't get through to them.
Can't get through to them. No one speaks that language. So,
No, the birds.
And where? And what sort of
Oh, in
instances are
Northcote?
you even seeing magpies?
No, I'm in my backyard. There's lots of there's magpies basically all over Australia, aren't there?
Yes.
And in my place at Northcote, there certainly are some.
When did you first realise you had the gift to be able to communicate with magpies?
Well, I can remember we were sitting in the backyard and we were listening to the magpies, and it was my son and my wife and I, and we all tried to do magpie impressions, like you know, just sort of doing the. I was trying to do like a little
What? Can you do that again?
I'm not an ornithologist. Is that a magpie?
No, a magpie's more a... Everyone's gonna... Frank?
The magpies in Northcote have a different dialect, obviously.
No, I'd like to hear it. Try to
we're
see-
neighbours.
Yeah.
Okay.
So...
Oh, well, maybe you're just communicating to each other over the fence. You think it's magpie.
That's what it is.
No, go on, have a quick conversation. Let's go.
Yeah, all right.
So
Can I just say that was so much more entertaining than Studio 10? You should just do...
You're so up with the news. I left Studio 10 2 years ago, but anyway. No, it hasn't gone off. But anyway, back to Frank.
So we were doing these impressions, and then what happened was a little baby magpie, little baby one, comes into the backyard, and I was having like a little bit of a kind of a ham thing with my breakfast, and I chucked it over into the backyard, and the baby went and got it, and then the mother, instead of going to the baby, came to me for a little bit more. And so I gave her a little bit more, and then those two kept coming every day from then on. And when I say communicate, basically what
You
I
mean
can...
feed?
You can feed
No,
No, he's
No.
getting there. He's getting there.
I swear I've got the most beautiful photograph that you can imagine of this baby magpie on my arm, taking a little bit of meat from my mouth. It's absolutely beautiful.
From your
From your
mouth.
mouth.
Yeah.
Did you spew into it?
Sorry, I was just thinking about the photo, so I got distracted. From my hand. So I've got this beautiful photo.
We'll do an impression right now. Watch this. It's one of the most beautiful.
Sorry, I misspoke.
Sounds pretty good.
It sounds like you give a lot, but if they speak to you, do you understand what they're saying back?
Basically, whatever I do as a magpie, that means I've got meat, and I will hear them say, which means good.
So the word for good in magpie is as long as the word for I have got meat.
I didn't say that I can speak the language of magpies. I said I can communicate with magpies.
I'm not buying this for a second.
Oh, see, I was really starting to buy it. And you know what got me across the line is the photo with the baby magpie on Frank's hand. I mean, I saw love in Frank's eyes.
What are you thinking?
I think it's true.
You think Frank...
No, I don't. As Frank said, it's not literally talking to
No, it's...
a magpie. It's just the
You think-
announcement of,
So we're
I've
almost
got
being
this.
asked to believe, do we believe Frank believes he can communicate with magpies?
Yeah.
I'm starting to backflip. I'm starting to freak out, yeah.
I'm very happy to, you know, be democratic
Yeah.
about this. I'm not buying a single
Okay,
word
you
of
go,
it.
yep, you
But-
go, let's go
But
with
you
the
are.
lie.
Yeah, but, you know, take it away.
And you're just in the middle.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with lie now as well.
Well, we'll say lie.
Frank Woodley, was that a lie or the truth?
Well, that was actually the lie.
Well done. All right, Frank, you are up.
Oh, I'm up. Okay. I once ended up in the wrong room and spent 2 hours learning about the symptoms of early menopause.
All right, Chris's team.
Which room were you meant to be in?
I was meant to be in the room that was like a birthing class. Obviously, there was 2 rooms, and I was expecting my wife to arrive soon, and I went in first, and there were a few other women there. I thought, gee, I assume this might sound rude. I assume they're the nanas.
They weren't young and they weren't pregnant.
They weren't pregnant.
And you spent 2 hours in this room before you twigged you might be in the wrong place.
No, I twigged very early on, but I was basically stuck in this situation, and one of the women, quite early on, started crying and telling stories about the fact that her husband had really not listened to her for 20 years, and that now she was going through all these difficult experiences and she had no one to turn to, and there were all these beautiful women there, and she started like crying and sobbing, and I would have had to go on, yeah, I know what you're on about there, but I'm gonna, excuse me, I'm just gonna, do you mind if I, and I just couldn't.
So out of a sense of tact or a sense of courtesy, you thought, rather than go to the room I'm meant to be in, I'll stay here. Even though this woman's got a huge support group already to look after her, she also needs me as well, a man who knows nothing about her situation.
I know you're going to find this quite difficult to believe, but my wife, she thinks about other people like it's almost a sickness. She's so generous and so kind-hearted. And I sent her a text and I said, I'm going to be about 10 minutes late. I went to the menopause class and I can't come out now because there's a woman crying.
Yeah.
And she sent a text back to me saying, do not upset those women. Do not come out until it feels like you're not going to be rude. And I just went, OK, I didn't want to upset
I can't believe that these women never said, what are you doing in here? Because, you know, for a pregnancy class, there are men and women. In a menopause class, with you and your face.
How long did the stories go on for?
It went for 2 hours. I was in there for 2 hours. I got so into it, I told a story at one point. there was one woman who talked about getting super horny, and I didn't want to move at that point because they might have all jumped on me. There was a woman who talked about being vague, a bit like, you know, the pregnancy, what do they call that when you...
Just baby brain,
a similar thing to baby brain. A lot of stuff about having trouble sleeping, and a lot of stuff, quite a bit about just having, like, a really dry muff. I'm not sure if they used that word.
So what I want to know is, were you engaged in what was going on, or did you kind of mentally disassociate?
I think I can sum it up in one word, riveting. I really did learn a great deal. And mainly that no two women's experience is the same.
How did you get out eventually?
The class ended.
Did you ever learn anything about birthing?
I wouldn't have a clue.
All right, what do you think, guys? Truth or lie?
I think it's a load of complete rubbish.
I think it's true.
You think it's true?
I think the 2 hours might be a bit of an exaggeration, but I think he went into a perimenopausal class and couldn't exit for the reasons he said.
Am I the only doubter?
Well, I don't think it's true, but I want it to be.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say true.
I think I've never heard a bigger load of bullshit in my life. I'll go with my team reluctantly, and we're going to say true.
All right, Frank Woodley, is that a truth or a lie?
Well, it is, in fact, a lie. But to be fair, I did start to believe it.
Very well done.
So brilliant. It is a lie. Frank didn't spend 2 hours learning about early menopause. Of course, early menopause is no laughing matter, and if anyone says differently, come and say it to my face, why don't you? Because I will bite you. Oh, gosh. There's a floating plank.
Liam?
Place the object on the desk, take the sheet off it. All right, now you
leaf blower.
We can see that it's a leaf blower. And what does your card say, Frank Woodley?
This is the leaf blower that I borrowed from my neighbour 2 years ago, and I'm yet to return it. Sorry about that.
I also think, judging by the looks of it, you're yet to use it.
Well, I use it. I don't know how you use a leaf blower, but I don't rub it in the dirt. I just hold it in my hands and turn it on. Where do you turn it on? That would help if I knew where You turn it on somehow and use it.
Why haven't...
Oh, hang on. I found it. I found the way. Sorry. I've got to be careful not to...
Do you know how to wear it? Like,
Do I know how to wear...
you know,
What kind of
show us...
Question is, of
hold
course I
it
know
and-
how to wear it. Do I know how to wear it? Get out. No, yeah, you wear it. You just put this onto your, do you put... No, you just... I just hold it, actually. I'm not sure what that strap's for. I just hold it and I just blow... It's good.
How did that blow your hair?
Didn't even know that came out of there, I don't. That's why my hair's always looking so good.
Why,
You look like a dog on the way to the beach, you know, when they're out the window. The happiest puppy.
why haven't you got around to returning it to the neighbour?
A shitload of leaves. There's not a good reason. Like, it's just that thing of where I borrowed it because there were a whole lot of leaves kind of clogging up around our gate and our front what do you call it, footpath and all around there. I just popped around. His name's Jonathan. I popped around. I said, you know, Jonathan, any chance? Because I'd heard him using his leaf blower. So I knew he had one, and I said, you know, can I borrow it? And he said, pop it back tomorrow. And I put it in my shed, and I forgot all about it. And then when this show came up, I was looking around for things that I could possibly use as an object, and I looked around, I went into the shed, and I went, oh my good goodness, I have never given Jonathan back his leaf blower.
Is Jonathan the next door neighbour?
Well, the next behind us though.
But he lives close enough that he could probably walk around and say, hey, Frank, where's my leaf blower?
Yeah.
And he's never done that in 2 years.
Oh, no, he comes daily, and yeah, no, he hasn't.
Is it possible he's been knocking on the door every day, but you've always got the leaf blower on? He can never hear a thing.
Yeah, that's unlikely, because I haven't been using it, but...
In effect, Jonathan is sort of afraid to come back and ask for the leaf blower. So you were basically, between you and Jonathan, you are the alpha male. I'd very much like to see Jonathan. Do you blow the leaves into a pile that you then bag and dispose of, or do you just blow them away from your property so they're far enough away and you go, not my problem anymore?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever used a leaf blower, but bags and disposal... No, yeah, you just push it down the street to the next person, for sure.
Leaves sometimes don't even come into it. It's just the idea of making as much noise as possible to piss off your neighbours, isn't it?
And integrity doesn't come into it either, does it, really? Because you've kept the blower and you're blowing leaves down the street.
Well,
Would that
all I
be
can
fair?
say to you is you're...
And do you plan to return it now?
Well, I think this is my way of saying, you know, Jonathan, I've just realised I have in fact got your leaf blower, and I'm terribly sorry. I honestly forgot to bring it back, and in the morning I'll pop over and I'll bring it back tomorrow.
All right, let's put him out of his misery.
Look,
Is it a truth or a lie?
I just don't think Frank's the kind of person that'd be that rude to a neighbour, so
Fuck off. I am.
I think lie. What do you think, Gina?
Yeah, probably a lie.
Probably a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it stinks to high heaven.
That's 3.
I think we're going to say lie.
Frank Woodley, is that a truth or a lie?
That was a...
It's a lie.
Yes.
Frank, it is your turn.
When I worked as a bicycle courier... OK. When I worked as a bicycle courier, I once got so lost I had to spend the night in a cave.
In a cave?
In a cave?
In a cave.
When did you work as a bicycle courier?
When I was 18. Did it for about 18 months, from 18 and a bit of 19.
What sort of courier work did you do?
Delivering food. Like takeaway, for takeaways.
No one delivered food on bikes that long ago. It was all right. Just occasionally Domino's might have had cars. I don't recall anyone on bikes delivering food.
Well, I do.
We haven't had GPS for that long and those kind of sat navigations, but how did you not go to an address, but a cave?
It's because there's basically 2 Wilson Streets. One is if you go west and one if you go east. I initially went to the wrong one. Whereas I should have gone to the Wilson. It's a completely different street.
So the town planners at this incredibly small town thought it wouldn't be confusing at all to have 2 streets called Wilson Street.
Can anybody back me up that they've lived in a place where
Absolutely.
there's been 2
Yeah.
names of streets that are...
Honestly, I shit you not. It happened to me last night. I was going to a mate's place in Wilson Street and I went to Brunswick East and he was Wilson Street in Princess Hill.
I rest my case.
All right, so you've gone to the wrong Wilson Street. What happens then?
So then I realised that I've got to take the pizza all the way, like now it's another 10K ride in the other direction. So I rode all the way to the other Wilson place, and just as I was coming out of there, my bike light died. And I don't know if you've ever ridden on the Great Ocean Road at all, like any of those roads along the beach.
It's very dark.
It's just suicide to ride at night if you haven't got a light. I'm not going to risk my life for a pepperoni. That's, you know, basically I thought I'll walk down to the beach and then I'll just walk all the way home along the beach.
How did you get from the beach to a cave?
So going over one of those rocks, slipped, broke my ankle.
If only you'd cycled home.
It was a horrible experience and I don't know why I'm telling people about it. So then I had to find somewhere to sleep. And often, like where the rocks are, there was a little cave that... It probably went back about, I don't know, about 15 feet.
So how did you get out of this pickle?
So I slept the night there, feeling really miserable, cold, very miserable. As soon as the sun came out, I went out onto the beach and there were people on the beach walking their dogs. And I just said, excuse me, I think I might have broken my ankle. Is there any chance you could give me a lift back into town?
You said, take me to the nearest hospital, and he said, Wilson Street East or Wilson Street West?
All right, Chris's team, what do you think, truth or lie?
What are you thinking, Gina?
I think it could be true.
I think it might be true too. At first, I just couldn't picture Frank on a bicycle. but then I guess...
Does this help?
It has a ring of truth about it. I believe him 100%.
I think we're going to say it might be true.
Frank Woodley, is that a truth or a lie?
It's 100% a lie. I once spent a day posing for photos for a medical textbook.
Wow.
Can't believe that.
When was this, Frank?
It was about 15 years ago.
Whom was the publisher who...
Oh, my God.
Whom?
I believe it was Simon & Schuster.
I've been watching Downton Abbey, whatever.
I think it was La Trobe University Publishing or something like that.
Were you naked?
Yeah, what
Everybody
part of
wants
your
to
body?
know, were you naked?
What
I
part
was
of
naked.
your body?
No, I was naked because at that time I had like quite a big cyst.
Ah, so it was because of a medical anomaly.
Yes, originally the first diagnosis was that I had 3 testicles. But then it turned out that one of them was just pus.
That is a tough day.
How qualified was the doctor who mistook one of your cysts for a
From La
third
Trobe.
testicle?
Did the doctor say, and whom do we have here?
When did you discover your cyst?
My cyst?
Yeah, when did you discover
When did
that
I
there was
discover
one
it?
extra ball in the bag?
It swelled up quite quickly, and then after 5 days, I went to the doctor, and he went, "Oh, for a moment there, I thought you had a 3rd testicle,"
you have
which
eye
is the kind
contact
of
at the
banter
time?
that doctors get into, as I found.
Then he got qualified and said, oh, no, it's not a third testicle.
We did an MRI and they were worried it could have been something really serious, but then it turned out it was just a cyst. And he said, because people often confuse this condition with a more serious condition and we don't have a lot of opportunity to have photographs of it, how would you feel about us photographing this for medical records?
When you had 3, you know, like those office executive stress toys, could you do a bit of that and have them go back and forward like that?
That's why I didn't go for 5 days, because I was stress-free. So
much fun.
Was it very visual? Was it lower than the other testicles?
To me, this is just my opinion, like, I thought from an artistic point of view it looked better.
Did they ask you to shave the area pre...?
No, they actually didn't, because that was part of the thing. If they wanted it to look kind of more or less like it would present itself in...
And you've seen the photos?
Oh, they're great photos.
What do you think's on his Christmas card this year?
Jingle bells.
I do have a copy of the book, but it's on the bookshelf somewhere. It's not as if everybody who comes through, it's on the coffee table, and I hope they flick through to...
Oh, I've just realised, I'm so glad it wasn't a pop-up book.
Back to the photo shoots.
The photo shoot. We didn't think of it so much as a photo shoot.
No, was it a bit like, OK, work it, or was it sort of medical photography?
It was so similar to medical photography that it was medical photography.
It was medical photography.
Virtually indistinguishable from medical photography.
So when medical paparazzi take photo of your balls...
They just jump out of the bush.
Thank God you had them shaved. Yeah.
Where is your cyst now?
Well, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it here? Is it in a jar? I would love to know.
I'll tell you a weird...
Do you require Blaney's...
The weird thing is I do have it. Like, I don't know if anybody has had procedures like that. And, like, I've also got a bit of cartilage from a knee operation.
But where do you keep the cyst today?
Yeah, where is it?
Well, I've got, like, a little box of body... I've got a little box of body parts, all right?
Right.
That is...
Guys, he said little.
Yeah,
Chill.
Yeah.
And you're waiting for science to catch up. We got his knee, we got a testicle.
Yeah.
We can rebuild him.
I have seesawed on this. As he's told that I've gone yes, no, and now I don't know what to think.
Yeah, look, I'm on the line as well. I was like, no. And then I was like, well, maybe a box of body parts is fun. I'm going to say I hope it is a lie.
See, I'm thinking it might be true.
It probably
I thought
is,
when he
to be
sort of got
honest.
into MRI territory, there was a little bit of authority there.
What a journey. Let's say this first and foremost.
Absolutely.
What a journey. But the thing that fell apart for me is I feel that they would ask him to shave his testicles because they would want to see what it's like.
But the situation in this instance was a photograph. They probably want it to look as hideous as possible, and I'm sure Frank achieved that.
I'm a natural.
I'll need an answer.
I am going to go against my team on this.
OK.
I think this might be true.
All right, Frank Woodley.
Well, Chris, I think on this occasion you've discovered that you should not trust your instincts.
That's amazing! That's incredible!
I conjured up images of your testicles for naught.
Is any of
I
that
don't
true?
even have any testicles! I love my childhood home so much that sometimes the current owners let me come in and sit on the couch when they're having their dinner.
So
Sit on the couch.
How old are you in this house?
I'd say that I was probably, I'm just guessing, but it would be from 10 to when I was an adult and when I left.
How did you end up going back to the house and asking to then enter the house whenever you want?
Well, because my sister is actually married to a person who lives about 3 doors down.
Your sister lives 3 doors down from the family home.
From the family home that we used
But
to live
then
in.
how does that get you into the family home?
Oh, it just means that I'm in the area quite often.
Yes, it means you're...
But that doesn't mean they're letting you in.
Exactly. We can all believe you might be in the area. It's quite a step to then knock on the door and say, can I sit on your couch?
Whenever I want.
But I will, when I go to see my sister, I'll pop over there knock on the doorbell, knock on the doorbell, which is not the most efficient way to get in. But it rings again and again. Ding, 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 ding. I'll knock on the door, and if they're home, we don't even really need to talk about it anymore. They just go, g'day, Frank, come on in. I'll go in and I'll just sit on the couch for a while. They're in their sort of, I would say, late 70s. He's got a little bit of dementia and she's struggling a little bit. So what I like to do, every time I go and visit my sister, before I go home, I just go over there and go, hey, do you mind if I come back in and just hang out in my childhood home for a little while? Because it makes me feel really good. And then, but really, I'm doing it just because I think she's a bit lonely because she's struggling with the husband.
What are their names?
Yeah, what are their names?
Mr. and Mrs. Gresson.
Gresson.
Gresson. Do you want another swing at that, or...?
I'm changing their name. Why? For their privacy.
What are you changing it to?
His name is Albuquerque Gresson, and her name is Flim Flim Gresson.
Albuquerque and Flim Flim Gresson.
But that's not their actual names. That's just to protect their privacy.
Right.
Their real names are Bojumbi Wakite and Haka 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 No.
So...
They are very old-timey names.
Yeah. How many times have you visited this house?
I would say 40 times, maybe.
What? 40 times you've knocked on the door of these poor people and sat on their couch?
It's just become like a little thing where she brings me heaps of food and
So what
cups
do?
of tea.
You just sit there and eat?
I just sit there and eat the tea.
But
and
surely you're only in the neighbourhood to visit your sister who's presumably prepared a meal. Why are you gorging on biscuits?
I'm not going there for the food.
No.
I'm
are you in love with her?
Sounds like you spend more time with this couple than your actual parents and probably your sister.
That could well be true.
All right. Is Frank telling a truth or a lie here?
He's telling a lie. I mean...
No, I think he's telling the truth.
You think he's telling the truth?
And you know what is interesting? I reckon he is telling the truth and you can't see it because you're not a nice person. To you that he would go and do this nice thing 40 times. And so you can't comprehend that.
I can believe...
That's true.
That's certainly true.
That is the truth.
Chris?
Well, I think it's a lie, but in the interest of not appearing like the most heartless person in the world, I think we're going to have to say true.
How are you feeling, Susan?
I feel sick. If this is a lie, everything's terrible. I'm going to have to leave.
Frank Woodley, please reveal your answer. Is this a truth or a lie?
I think what we've learned today is that Susan is lovely, it's a lie.
Oh, no! I'm so sorry.
How dare you?
I ruined my relationship with my local milk bar over a block of butter.
A block of butter. All right.
When was this, Frank?
It was about, I would say that it was about 10 years ago.
What happened with the stick of butter that caused such a kerfuffle?
So I bought a stick of butter and the butter was better that I bought. And I took it home and there was a bit of sticky tape on the end. And I went,
yuck.
What?
That's not right.
That can't be, it shouldn't be. Is it? And it was. And when I peeled it then open a bit further, you could see one tiny little, like the butter knife had that, you know, the little serration some knives have, just a little bit of a serrated little thing on it.
Someone had been there.
Maybe even like half a piece of toast that would have covered or something.
And they'd put it back together, sticky taped it back up, and then sold it to you.
And sold it to me.
Did you return it?
At that point, I should have laughed and gone and made the sound that the audience made, which was, oh, and then just gone, you know, let's leave it at that. But I grew up in a milk bar, and I think maybe a little bit of my family pride in
a milk bar.
hang on a minute.
No, we lived above the milk bar. My family ran a milk bar, and so
That's every child's dream.
Oh, but there is a dark side. I did have to watch out for Dairy Queen friends. You know, those kids who only want to hang around you so they can. You know.
Oh, that would have been me.
So I took it back to the milk bar. And, like, I thought it was quite funny in a way, but I just thought they should know. And this is where it started to go a bit kooky. I showed him the sticky tape. I said, look, see this sticky tape? And I folded back and said, look, there's been a little sliver taken out of it. So I'd like to have the butter replaced. And I hadn't really been prepared for the fact that what the man said was no. And I said, no, it happened. I got it home and he went, no. And I said, yeah, yes. And I went, I'm going to replace the butter. And he went, no, don't. And I said, I am going to. And I put it down on the counter and I went, I'm getting another butter. And he said, no. And I said, yeah. And he went, don't. And I said, I am. Stop, no. And I took it and he went, don't. And I said, I'm going with the butter. And he went, don't go. And I went, yeah. And he went, no. And I said, I am. And and then it was like, gling, 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 through the door.
Yes.
And I walked out onto the street and I thought, I can never go back into that shop ever again. And that's my local milk bar.
Yeah.
What have I done? It wasn't worth it.
What we're being asked to judge here is whether that was a sufficiently embarrassing episode that he'd never go into the milk bar again. Have you ever heard of just going in and saying, sorry?
I actually went in and I said, look, I really want to say sorry. And he went, no.
If this is true, I love the idea that he has seen you on television since with his family just being like, the butter man!
Do we think he looks like the man who was raised in a milk bar?
No.
OK, then maybe it's a lie.
I don't think... You look like you didn't have enough calcium as a kid, so... This has become a roast.
I can't believe it's not butter. I can believe it's a lie. I think we're all saying it's a lie.
Unanimous. Frank Woodley, is that the truth or a lie?
Well, it is actually true.
Yes! Thought
I was chased through the jungle by an angry seal.
I mean, there's plenty of questions already, but where are you going to start,
All right.
Chris's team?
Which jungle in the world did you find yourself in?
Was it the I'm a Celebrity jungle and was it Seal the singer?
That's my story.
That's it.
No, it was in New Zealand.
A jungle in New Zealand.
Yes, well, it was... Well, how do you define a jungle? It was like...
Not New Zealand.
Yeah.
Lots of leafy, big trees, leafy green foliage, replete with, like, vines and... Like, if Tarzan had have appeared at that point, you know, you would have been surprised.
Or a seal.
And the seal, yeah.
But you wouldn't have said to yourself, he's in the wrong habitat. Do you know what I mean?
No, we would. If Tarzan... If Tarzan appeared in New Zealand, you might think this is suddenly looking more jungly, but I'm assuming Tarzan wasn't there. New Zealand might have rainforest, it doesn't have any jungle.
Well, I'm not sure what the definition of jungle is. To me, I would have said it was very jungular. Jungle-ish. You know, it was green, lots of green... I don't know, what is the definition of a jungle? See? I rest my case.
How did the seal get into the jungle?
Well, I don't know. all I know is that we were walking through it down a path.
We? Who are these we?
My...
Tarzan.
Jane.
Okay.
Mowgli.
Him and a whale and a dolphin and an orca.
There was my wife and my daughter and my nephew, and we were walking through like a path through the jungular forest of New Zealand. My daughter had just said to my nephew, I'm a bit scared because, you know, are there snakes or, you know, jaguars or things? And he said, well, no, the great thing about New Zealand is there's no dangerous animals. And exactly at the point where he said there's no dangerous animals, we heard... And...
Wow.
And the jungle was just going... And out of the jungle ran a seal. I mean, did they run?
I
don't know.
It doesn't have any legs.
Not running. What do you call that? and considerably faster. Like, as soon as we saw it, we all screeched and squealed and ran, and we were like, I wouldn't have thought they could go that fast. Like, it was really, like, getting... through the jungle, crashing onto the path, and we're all just, like, running up the path and...
Was it a seal doing Tough Mudder or something? It sort of got hopelessly off course.
Now that you say it, it might have been a pig. I didn't get a good look.
It's very easy to confuse them.
Yeah.
No, it was like oh, you've misunderstood. It was an American Navy SEAL, like one of those, you know. Which was weird. And when he ran like that, usually... Look, I remember there was one thing that was quite funny. There was when we went into the path, there was one of those, you know, those pine walkway things where when you go in, you have to go like this.
Yeah.
To go into the path, right?
Yeah.
And I swear, we went in like that and we went out just right over the top. Right. Just like, not quite hurdling it, but just clambering over. And then the seal went under that and kept chasing us.
Still chasing you,
kept
even
chasing
out
us,
of the park.
making all the noise. And then that led into a campsite, and the seal ran down into the campsite, and then everybody from the campsite came around and started taking photos of it. And it was just kind of like going... No, it wasn't. It was like just going...
Dude, so...
For some reason, I can picture all this, but I can't picture you not in a suit. So I just see you in that, running away from a jungle seal.
There were some penguins there as well, and they were in, like, bow ties and...
I've sort of come around. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I love Frank Woodley. I don't feel like he's Bear Grylls, you know, he's not comfortable in the rugged...
Around nature.
Get a bit rashy, maybe. So I
just do want to point out, it was like a 5-minute walk from the house. I didn't have to, like, hike in for 6 days and sleep inside the belly of a camel at one point.
Frank, stop drinking your own piss. You've got a water bottle.
I mean, am I crazy to think it might be true?
I think it's true.
Yeah. Against our better wisdom, I think we're going to say true.
We're going to go true. All right, Frank, is that a truth or a lie?
A jungle in New Zealand, of course it's true. Well done.